Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the Game According to Me, a podcast where I talk about what's going on in the world of sports. We got a good show for you today, I believe. We're going to check out the NBA standings. We're going to check out the second totals of the NBA fan voting. And we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs Super Wildcard weekend. So let's go ahead and let's get cracking, y'all. Okay, so let's start off with the NBA. Let's look at the standings as of today, January 18th, 2022. The Chicago Bulls, even though they're on a 4-game losing streak, injuries piling up, Lonzo Ball, Jack Levine, Alex Caruso, and many others out for the Bulls. They lost 4 in a row, but still the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, 27-15. The Miami Heat are second with a 28-16 record. The Nets third with a 27-16 record. The Cleveland Cavaliers showing great value, showing that once again that they're not a fluke as well. 27-28, the 4th seed. The Bucks 27-19, the 5th seed. The Sixers are the 6th seed with the 25-18 record. The Hornets are the 7th seed with a 24-20 record. The Wizards are 8th with a 23-21 record. The Raptors are 9th with a 21-20 record, and the Celtics are 10th with a 23-22 record. And the Knicks at 500 at 11 with 22-22. So those right there, I gave you 11. When in actuality, it's 10. They're going to be doing the playoffs. Of course, you know the last 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 are do the play-in. So. But yeah, it's Eastern Conference still look good. A couple surprises in places where you go. You know, the Heat and the Bulls and the Cavaliers being in the top 4, along with the Nets, are very big surprises, I think, for this. I think if you would have told people that the Bulls and the Heat and Cavaliers would be making the playoff, people might have said yes, but they would have thought they would have been in the playoff spots, in 7, 8, 9, and 10 spots, right? But that's not the case. They're in the top 4 spots. So we'll have to wait and see. The Cavaliers have won 5 in a row, and so they're the hottest team in the Eastern Conference right now. You take a look at the Western Conference right now, and the Suns are on top with a 34-9 record with a winning streak of 4 wins. The Warriors, they've had a little bit of a streak going as well, where they've lost some games, but the Warriors are 31-12. The Grizzlies had a big winning streak, had an 11-game winning streak. They lost a couple of nights ago, but they beat the Bulls yesterday, giving them a 31-15 record, and then on 3 spot in the West. The Utah Jazz are the 4th seed with a 29-15 record. The Dallas Mavericks are 5th with a 25-19 record. The Nuggets are 6th with a 22-20 record. Don't forget, they're playing without Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray, who got injured last year. The torn ACL. Playing teams are once again the Lakers, which it's amazing what they're at. The Lakers and Magic Johnson is calling them out and everything like that. So 22-22, 500. The Clippers are 8th seed with a 22-23 record, under 500. The Timberwolves are 9th with a 21-22 record, under 500. And the Trailblazers, who are going to be without Damian Lillard for a long time as he had surgery on his abdomen. They have an 18-25 record, really under 500. So, you know, remember there were a few years ago when there were the Western Conference was so big, they had like everybody, they had like 10 or 12 teams that were over 500, and that were really good. And then you had the Western and you had the Eastern Conference that had maybe 3 or 4 teams that were under 500 but were making the playoffs. Now things have turned around, and the Western Conference there seems to be the weaker conference, it looks like. So good on them. Those are the standings for the NBA, the Eastern and the Western Conference. The Suns and the Bulls on top of the East and West Conference respectively. We now take a look at the NBA All-Star voting, the second fan returns. As we look ahead, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant could still lead their respective conferences with the amount of fan votes. However, LeBron James didn't make a jump in this last one, and he's a little under 100,000 behind Stephen Curry. So let's go ahead and everybody listening to this. Let's go ahead and let's vote for Stephen Curry, y'all, because let's not make this the LeBron James show again, where LeBron James once again chooses people. We don't want that. We want him to be chosen. So let's look at this from the Western Conference in the front court. The top three, and don't forget, the fan vote is only 50%. Fan vote is only 50%. The other 50% comes from the media and the players. They will vote for the starters. In the front court, the top three are LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, and Andrew Wiggins of Golden State. Surprising thing for Andrew Wiggins, but he's been playing very well. Leaders at the guards, Stephen Curry of Golden State and Ja Morant of Memphis. Ja Morant, we said, he's stepped up his game ever since he's come back from his injury and led those Memphis Grizzlies on a tough road to a number 3 spot. In the Eastern Conference, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid are your front court starters as of right now. Your guards are DeMar DeRozan from Chicago and Trae Young from Atlanta, with Zach LaVine slipping right behind Trae Young with about 150,000 votes behind. I'm kind of again. I don't know if I said this last week when I gave the fan returns, but DeMar DeRozan has been playing small for it. The starting guards for the Bulls have been Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine. So I'm kind of shocked that DeMar DeRozan was chosen as a guard and not in the front court. But in this way, he'll make it because he wasn't going to make it past Durant, Antetokounmpo, and Embiid, even with the way he's playing. But now he can make it. He can start, and we have a good chance as a Bulls fan, which I am, of seeing both Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan in the starting lineup. And that would be real good. That'd be the first time in a long time the Bulls have had 2 starters in the All-Star game. So that would be very interesting as well. So there you have it. Once again, tell everybody to go ahead and go out there and vote. You can do voting by tweeting and Instagramming, putting the hashtag there. Continue to vote for Stephen Curry, so that he's the one making the picks and not LeBron James. LeBron James does not deserve to be, he probably honestly doesn't deserve to start, but it's LeBron James. What are you gonna do about it, right? So, yeah, let's go ahead and let's get these All-Stars in here, y'all. Let's see if there's any. Okay. All right. So here we go. Yeah, the next NBA All-Star fan voting update will be shared on Thursday, January 20th of this week. The voting concludes on Saturday, January 22nd at midnight. So next Thursday, it will be the third return. Well, not next Thursday. This Thursday coming up with the next return, and then the Saturday will be it concludes. So next Tuesday, I will probably have the third and final fan voting update, and then next Thursday they'll probably name the starters on the NBA NBA show. So I probably won't know the starters until 2 weeks from now. So we'll check on that as it happens. So yes, make sure you continue to go ahead and vote for your favorite All-Stars. In particular, Stephen Curry and Zach LaVine. Don't forget those guys. All right, so now let's break down the Super Wildcard weekend. A pretty good weekend, I thought. Some crazy, incredible things happened this weekend. Let's go ahead. Let's get to it. First game of the weekend was the Bengals and the Raiders. Bengals beat the Raiders 26-19. The Raiders showed gumption. They did never quit. They got down on the Bengals, but they came back, got it within the 7, driving down the field, but just could not put it in the end zone. Bengals win their first playoff game in 31 years. Big thing in this game, there was a play, third quarter maybe. Joe Burrow and Cincinnati Bengals, they're driving into the red zone, looking to score a touchdown. He escapes the pocket, runs to his right, and before he goes out of bounds, he throws the ball. The whistle blows. The whistle blows before Tyler Boyd catches a touchdown. And plays that have an inverted whistle, it should be called dead, and the play should be done over. That's it. That is not what happened. They said that the whistle came after the catch. That did not happen. Replay shows that the whistle blew way before the ball was even caught. So definitely some bad refereeing there in that game. That crew really had some awful things as well, awful penalties as well. But give it up to the Bengals. They beat the Raiders 26-19. I don't know if that play, even though that play was a touchdown, and if they didn't score there, it would have been. You take that 7 off the board. It's 19-19, but it's. I doubt it. You know, they could have kicked the field goal. You don't know if they would score a touchdown. You can't say what it is. So the Bengals beat the Raiders 26-19. Second game on Saturday, the Bills just absolutely mollywopped the Patriots. You know, it was cold, but there was no wind, and Josh Allen proved that by just throwing the ball all across the field. 5 touchdown passes for Josh Allen. The Bills beat the Patriots 47-17. They scored on all 7 possessions, did the Buffalo Bills, and they scored touchdowns. They missed a couple extra points, but otherwise they just scored. And the Patriots, listen, Mac Jones, his stats looked well, but unfortunately I didn't think they were just too much for Bills, were too much for the Patriots. And some people are saying, is this now the way it's going to be for the Patriots? But the Patriots are now going to be the little brother of the Buffalo Bills, and I'm going to say yes. As long as Mac Jones is going to be a really solid quarterback for them, but the Bills have that guy, Josh Allen. That's my favorite player in the entire NFL. Josh Allen is a monster, and I think he's going to do to the Patriots what Tom Brady did to the Bills. So Bills once again 47-17. Sunday's action started with the Buccaneers and the Eagles. Tom Brady leading his team to victory 31-15. A lot of injuries though. Ronald Fournette didn't play. Ronald Jones didn't play. And in that game, they lost their center. Center got injured. They lost Tristan Wirfs. Got injured as well. We know the stuff with Antonio Brown not being there, Chris Godwin not being there. So, but the Eagles, listen, they had a tremendous run. But unfortunately, they just couldn't get the dog done. So, oh well. Let's see what happens next year. But the Buccaneers beat the Eagles 31-15. Maybe the game of this weekend, all because of one stupid play. The 49ers beat the Cowboys 23-17. They were an incredible game with the 49ers. They kept getting down to the end zone, to the red zone, but kept kicking field goals. I thought that was going to harm them in the end, possibly. But the Cowboys are self-destructed. 14 penalties they had in this game. 8 of those led to a first down for the 49ers, or it took away a first down from them. Just undisciplined. And then as the Cowboys are driving to try to get into range to do a Hail Mary, at one point they're on the 41-yard line of the 49ers. They do a quarterback draw. Prescott slides and they try to get up and try to spike it. The referee has to touch the ball before they spike it, and time ran out. And afterwards, Cowboys blamed the officials. Even so far that Dak Prescott, they thought, he was kind of chastising the fans for throwing things at his players. But once once the reporters told him that they were actually throwing things at the referees, he didn't change his tune. He said, "Oh, well, good for them then." That's not a good look for Dak Prescott. Not a good look for the Cowboys. So who knows? A lot of people said that that play call should cost Mike McCarthy his job. We will see. It is 9:00 here on the East Coast. We don't know. As always, as I get up in the morning, I watch Get Up on ESPN, so I have that happening. So if any point in the next few minutes, as I am finishing up this podcast, if news breaks for the Cowboys or anything else, I will have it for you, just like I had a couple weeks ago when I was doing my I had some breaking news for you then. I can't remember, I forget what it was, but I remember I had breaking news for you. So yeah, so the 49ers win 23-17. They move on. The Cowboys, once again, one and done in the playoffs. And then Sunday night, another blowout. Chiefs beat the Steelers 42-21. It started slow in that first quarter, and then all of a sudden the Steelers get a fumble, returned it for a touchdown. TJ Watt, he was like, "Wow, they're gonna do this, 7-0." But then quickly after, the Chiefs started, they got on the roll, and they looked very impressive too. Put up 42 points on the board. Steelers at 21, probably more than likely the end of Ben Roethlisberger's career. Had a great career, going to the Hall of Fame in 5 years if he does retire. And I think he should. I think this is kind of proving that he's probably not the guy he was just a few years ago. So good on him. Great career, tremendous career. Chiefs move on 42-21. And last night, Monday night, the first ever Monday night football game on the Wildcard weekend. I don't know how I feel about that. I think they should probably stop that and just go with the Saturday and Sunday thing again. 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. I think that's what to do. Cardinals, they wasn't ready, and they beat the Rams 34. No, the Rams beat the 34-11. Cardinals wasn't ready. Making a ton of mistakes. Kyler Murray did a Matthew Stafford or did a Carson Wentz. Just throwing the ball up in the back of the end zone not to get a safety and was picked off, scored a touchdown. I'd rather give up 2 points than give up 6 and 7. So the Rams had a really tremendous day defensively, been putting pressure on Kyler Murray and stopping the Cardinals. And don't forget they didn't have DeAndre Hopkins. He was still out. So it's everything like that. We'll have to see what happens with the Cardinals. I think AJ Green wasn't exactly who he was supposed to be this year. I don't know. So I think it might be time for AJ Green to be to retire as well. I almost said put down, but you don't want to put down. That's the wrong word to use. But yeah, Stafford didn't have to win it. The team played so well. He gets his first playoff victory, the fifth longest time for a quarterback to get their first playoff victory after 13 years. He gets one, so good on him. They will move on, and the Cardinals will have to wait until next year. As we look to the next round, here are the games. Next Saturday, the Bengals are at the Titans at 4:30 Eastern Time. The Bengals is coming off with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, the triplets. What they're going to do, Derrick Henry could possibly play for the Titans once again. So we'll have to wait and see if that happens. I can see this going anywhere. I can see the Bengals winning. I can also see the Titans winning. They're going to set it up. Titans are the number 1 seed. They have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So we're going to check on that. And then the second game Saturday, the 49ers at the Packers. Again, the 1 seed once again getting a thing. We'll see how the weather feels in Green Bay. We'll see any precipitation, any rain or snow. See if it's any extreme cold. The 49ers, they've got what they have. They got that defense. They got that run game. Elijah Mitchell and Deebo Samuel, that 1-2 punch. Jimmy Garoppolo, he threw kind of a bad interception, overthrew somebody on the play, and that get Cowboys back into the game. Helped them score a touchdown to make it 23-17. But so Jimmy Garoppolo's gonna have to be a little bit better. But I would probably expect to see a whole lot of run game from the 49ers in that game. To Sunday's action at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, the Rams at the Buccaneers. Earlier this year, the Rams beat the Buccaneers and beat them pretty badly. Even though Tom Brady had a tremendous day, it just wasn't, they just couldn't get the job done, and the Rams beat them in Los Angeles. They are now playing in Tampa Bay, so we will see if the Rams can continue that. And again, we talked about it earlier, injuries. Chris Godwin out. The 2 running backs, Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette out. And now Tristan Wirfs has an ankle injury. I think Ryan Jensen is going to continue to. I think he'll be okay. I haven't heard anything about him. His injury. He stayed in the game and played. So would the injuries catch up to the Buccaneers, or can they turn around and get revenge for the loss in the regular season? We'll see about that. And the Chiefs and the Bills. This is probably the one that this is probably gonna be the big time matchup of the weekend, because listen, we go back again. This is another rematch from a game in the regular season, just like most of these playoff matches have been. And in the regular season, the Bills went to Kansas City and they put it on them. This is when the Chiefs were having their trouble. But now the Chiefs they're looking more like the Chiefs the last 6 or 7 weeks. Each and every week, they're looking more and more like them. But the Bills, boy, they're just on a roll. So we're gonna see. This is gonna be, I think, a wonderful game. Can the Bills do it with the Chiefs again? Can rematch of last year's AFC Championship game now in the divisional round? Can the Bills keep it continue, or the Chiefs is gonna be a thorn in their side? We'll have to wait and see. I cannot wait for it. Josh Allen, which is Patrick Mahomes. Man, it's gonna be awesome. Totally awesome. I cannot wait. Alright, y'all, that's gonna be it for this episode of The Game According to Me. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you come back here next week, next Tuesday. Should I do it Monday? Or should I do it Tuesday? Because there's no Monday night game. So should I do it Monday or Tuesday? You know what? I'm gonna do it Tuesday. I think, I'm gonna do it Tuesday because next Monday we may go to may have something happening then, so it wouldn't be smart to try to do it then. So we'll probably do it next Tuesday. Once again, we'll get into the playoffs. We'll break down what happened in the playoff games. We'll check on the fan voting again for the NBA. And maybe we might find a couple other things as well, because there's been some talks about Major League Baseball and labor talks, so maybe I'll try to find something on them. And so make sure, and we may even talk about the Novak Djokovic story. Maybe I'm not sure. We'll check it out. All here next week. So make sure you're coming right back here to The Game According to Me, to wherever you are finding this podcast. This podcast is on many places. And I appreciate you guys listening wherever you are. If you haven't noticed, I've got another podcast too. It's called The Word According to Me. I'm doing this monthly. The first one I did last week on January 10th, where I talked about my birthday, which was last Tuesday. I talked about how I feel about turning 40 and things like that. So make sure you do that. Once again, wherever you are finding podcasts, you can look for it. Just search The Word According to Me. Make sure you go to patron.com/AJTRIP to become a patron, because once I get to a certain amount of patrons, you will be able to determine what you will hear on my other podcasts. You will be able to determine what you see on my YouTube channel, and you will determine what I do on my Twitch channel. I can't play, like I've mentioned times again, I cannot stream video games for some reason, because the internet down here fucking sucks and everything like that. So I can, and it started suck. It's always sucked, but it's really sucked for the past year for some reason. It's like after last April, I couldn't stream video games. So whatever, but we'll find something to do on the Twitch channel. So make sure you are there for that. Or if you want to just, you want to just support me in other ways as well, you can go to anchor.fm/AJTRIP show. You can go there and you can subscribe to my podcast for 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, or $9.99 a month. Or the way to non-monetarily support me is to just share this podcast and rate it, give it 5 stars, and get it here. Because if you like this and you like me, then help a brother out and let's do some sharing, right? Don't we? But again, I just appreciate the fact that you are listening, and if you downloaded this, you're downloading it, and all the other good stuff. So I thank you so much. So much for any support you give me, monetarily or non-monetarily. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.